If your hydrangea looks healthy, green, and full of leaves, but there's not a single bud in sight, I need you to stop what you're doing right now. Because there's a good chance you already made the one mistake that cost you an entire year of blooms. It's not the weather. It's not bad soil. It's something almost every hydrangea owner does without even realizing it. And if you don't fix it before August, you won't see a single flower next year. Not one. The good news? It takes less than 10 minutes to fix, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do, step by step, right now. In this video, I'm going to show you the 4 simple things you need to do before August to bring your hydrangea back from bloomless to beautiful. You don't need special tools. You don't need to be an expert. You just need 10 minutes and the right information, which most gardening advice online completely gets wrong. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why your hydrangea skipped blooming, which type of hydrangea you actually have, and the simple routine that guarantees buds next season, without stress, without guesswork, and without spending another year wondering what went wrong. Here's the thing. Almost every gardener has been exactly where you are right now. You water your hydrangea, you give it sun, maybe even talk to it a little, and it still won't bloom. It's frustrating, because it feels like you're doing everything right. Here at Stress-Free Garden Living, we believe gardening shouldn't feel like a guessing game. You shouldn't need a horticulture degree to grow something beautiful. Our whole approach is about smart, simple gardening, the kind that fits into a busy life and still gives you real results. And when it comes to hydrangeas, the fix is simpler than you think. Before we get into the 4 things you need to do, I want to tell you about one mistake that almost every new hydrangea owner makes, and it happens at the exact wrong time of year. It seems harmless. It even feels like good garden hygiene, but it's silently costing you next year's flowers. I'll show you exactly what it is, and more importantly, how to undo it, later in this video. Point 1. Why timing matters. Let's start with the biggest reason hydrangeas fail to bud, because once you understand this, everything else makes sense. Here's something most people never get told. Hydrangeas don't grow their buds right before they bloom. They actually form next year's buds shortly after they finish blooming this year, usually by late summer. That means the flower buds you'll see next spring are already being built right now, on the stems you have today. So why does this matter so much? Because if you prune, cut back, or tidy up your hydrangea in the fall, winter, or even early spring, you are literally cutting off the stems that were about to produce next year's flowers. It's like planting seeds and then digging them back up before they sprout. The plant isn't broken. The timing was. Picture this, a hydrangea bush, lush and green all summer, and then, come spring, absolutely nothing. No color, no blooms, just leaves. That's not bad luck. That's a timing mistake, and it's incredibly common. The simple action step here is this: mark your calendar. The safe window to prune most hydrangeas is right after they finish flowering, not later. If you missed that window, don't worry, we'll cover what to do about it later in this video. Point 2. Identify your hydrangea type first. Now here's where a lot of advice online falls apart, because not all hydrangeas play by the same rules. There are 2 main groups you need to know. The first is oldwood bloomers. This includes the classic bigleaf hydrangea, sometimes called mophead, and the oakleaf hydrangea. These varieties must be pruned right after they finish flowering, because they set their buds almost immediately afterward on that same old wood. The second group is new wood bloomers, which includes panicle hydrangeas and smooth hydrangeas, like the popular Annabelle variety. These are more forgiving. They can be pruned in late winter or early spring because they grow fresh stems each year and bud on that new growth. Why does this matter so much for you? Because the 4 steps I'm about to give you only work fully if you know which type sits in your yard. Doing the right care at the wrong time, on the wrong type, is exactly how well-meaning gardeners end up with a bloomless bush. Take a moment, look at your hydrangea's leaf shape and stem, and figure out which camp it falls into. It changes everything about your next steps. Now that you know why timing is everything, and which type of hydrangea you're dealing with, let's get into the exact 4 things to do before August. Stick around, because the last one surprises almost everyone, and it has nothing to do with pruning at all. Point 3. The 4 things to do before August. 1. Deadhead the blooms, not the stems. This is one of the simplest and most overlooked steps. Deadheading means removing only the spent, faded flower heads, not cutting back the stems themselves. Why does this work? Because once a bloom fades, the plant is still pouring energy into that dead flower instead of redirecting it toward forming new buds. By snipping off just the flower head, you free up that energy for bud production. Picture your hydrangea putting all its effort into strong, healthy new buds instead of holding onto old, brown flowers. The action step is easy. Grab a clean pair of scissors or pruning shears and cut just below the faded bloom, leaving the stem and leaves intact. 2. Prune old wood varieties immediately, if needed, before new buds form. If you have a big leaf or oak leaf hydrangea and you genuinely need to shape it or remove damaged stems, now is the time, not later. Why? Because these varieties are about to start forming next year's buds on this very wood. Wait too long, and you'll be cutting off flowers before they even exist. Picture a tidy, healthy shrub that still blooms beautifully next spring, instead of a bare, awkward shape with nothing to show for it. The action step: if pruning is necessary, do it now, and only remove what's truly needed, like dead or crossing branches. 3. Feed with a low nitrogen, bloom-boosting fertilizer. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Too much nitrogen pushes a hydrangea to grow lots of green leaves at the expense of flowers. Why does this happen? Nitrogen fuels leafy growth, while phosphorus and potassium support blooming and root strength. So a fertilizer designed for flowering plants, lower in nitrogen and higher in those other nutrients, tells the plant to focus its energy on buds instead of just getting bigger and leafier. Imagine your hydrangea putting that same energy into color instead of just size. The action step: choose a bloom-formulated fertilizer and apply it according to the package instructions before August. 4. Check your watering consistency. This one is quiet, but powerful. Hydrangeas are sensitive to stress, and inconsistent watering, too much, too little, or wildly irregular, can actually stop bud formation altogether. Why? Because when a plant is stressed, its priority shifts to survival, not reproduction, and blooming is essentially a reproductive process. A stressed plant simply won't invest energy into buds. Picture a hydrangea with deep green, hydrated leaves, standing strong through summer heat, quietly forming buds underneath. The action step: water deeply, consistently, and check the soil moisture a couple of inches down before assuming your hydrangea needs more. Here's a mistake I see constantly. People assume that if their hydrangea isn't blooming, the answer is more fertilizer, more water, or more pruning. But more isn't always better. Overcorrecting is often just as harmful as neglect. The real fix isn't doing more, it's doing the right things, at the right time, for the right type of hydrangea. That's the whole philosophy behind stress-free gardening. Here's the one thing almost nobody tells you. Even if you do everything right, hydrangeas can still skip a bloom cycle after a harsh winter, a late frost, or even a particularly cold snap in early spring. Why? Because a hard freeze can damage the developing buds, even if the plant itself survives perfectly fine. If this happens, it's not your fault, and it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. The fix is simple reassurance and patience. Protect your hydrangea with a light layer of mulch or a breathable cover during unexpected cold snaps, especially in early spring, and know that one missed season doesn't mean your hydrangea is unhealthy. It just needs time and protection to bounce back. If you're watching this and realizing you already pruned at the wrong time, take a breath. This is completely fixable. Stop pruning immediately and don't cut anything else this season. Shift your focus entirely to care, consistent watering, that bloom-boosting fertilizer we talked about, and a little patience. Your hydrangea isn't damaged. It just needs a full cycle to reset. Next year, you'll follow the correct timing, and you'll see the difference for yourself. Gardening doesn't need to feel complicated, and your hydrangea definitely doesn't need to be a mystery. Once you understand the timing, know your hydrangea type, and follow these 4 simple steps before August, you're not guessing anymore. You're gardening with a plan. That's what stress-free gardening is really about. Less effort, less worry, and better results, season after season. A little bit of the right knowledge goes a long way, and now you have exactly what you need. If this video helped you understand your hydrangea a little better, do me a favor and hit subscribe. We post simple, effective gardening tips every week, made for real people who want beautiful results without the stress or the guesswork. Growing more with less effort, is exactly what this channel is all about. Before you go, I'd love to know, which of these 4 things are you going to try first? And do you know which type of hydrangea you actually have? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next video.